Thanks for joining us on the FCT Call Center on ASO Radio and Television Services. FCT Call Center is a program that brings you the activities of the secretariats, the departments and the agencies of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Through this program, residents also have the opportunity to participate in governance. They can send in their questions, suggestions, and if they have any contribution to the FCT Call Center. In today's edition of the program, we have the Acting Managing Director and the Chief Executive Officer of the Abuja Enterprise Agency, Dr. Chudi Wada Ezirugwe. Thank you very much for coming on this program.
My pleasure.
And once again, congratulations on your recent doctorate degree.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You can follow the FCT Call Center. We are transmitting on the DSTV channel 392. We're on Star Times TV channel 127. And we're also on the Free TV channel 507. You can also listen to the FCT Call Center on ASO Radio 93.5 FM. Once again, today we have the Acting Managing Director and the CEO of the Abuja Enterprise. Let's quickly go down to business. Now, what are the achievements of the agency in 2024?
Thank you very much, Madam. For us at the Abuja Enterprise Agency, we, as you already know, is an establishment of the FCT administration, saddled with the responsibility of stimulating business growth in the FCT, and indeed also supporting entrepreneurs to overcome all manners of obstacles that impede on their growth, profitability, and sustainability. So in line with the desire to actualize the mandate given to us by the FCT administration, you know, we have a very pragmatic, hardworking leadership in the FCT. We have, you know, followed closely behind and watching as the Honorable Minister of the FCT, His Excellency Right Honorable Yeson Wike, who since assumption of office has been providing the needed support for us to actually operate with the people also feeling happy with our engagements with them. Over the period under review, talking about 2024, the agency engaged in numerous activities, ranging from organizing enterprise development trainings to organizing skills development training, and indeed also improving the capacity of staff to deliver on their responsibilities, because if you don't have a crop of staff that has the capacity with respect to contemporary issues in enterprise development and support for SMEs, then of course we'll be engaging in wild goose chase. So in line with our mandate, we have engaged in these activities, like I said, ranging from provision of enterprise development services, business and counseling services to clients, businesses who have had one form of challenge or the other due to what you know as it is today, global economic downturn. So in providing them with this training and what have you, we have improved on their capacity to be able to run their businesses and run it very well. So many of the business and the entrepreneurs are usually not operating using any plan. And you know what planlessness means. Yeah.
So if you don't plan, you fail.
Exactly. So part of what we have done is to insist on getting them trained and to acquire the knowledge on how to write what we call a bankable business plan. Okay. So that when you have a bankable business plan, it means that, you know, either angel investors, banks, financial institutions, and indeed the agency, because we have our own internal loan portfolio system, you can assess, you know, funding for your business. Okay. And then, of course, position your business not just for profitability, but sustainability. We have also engaged businesses and entrepreneurs across the 6 area councils of the FCT during the period 2024. During this period, don't forget that we had what we call the FCT Cares program. FCT Cares program is the domestication of the NG Cares program. You know, which is a national program that is supported by the World Bank. And through the instrumentality of that program, we have been able to impact on the businesses of a well-meaning number of entrepreneurs in the FCT by providing them the needed support in line with that FCT Cares program, which has to do with there are 3 lines to it. One has to do with provision of financial grant to businesses that had been negatively impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The idea is to provide them succor by provision of grants as provided for in that program to ameliorate and alleviate the hard times that they pass through during the course of their business. A chunk of them received such grants ranging from 250,000 naira to 400,000 naira. The nano businesses, very micro businesses, received 100,000 naira each. And then, of course, we also had technology support. We call that component tech support in the delivery area that we are handling. And the tech support is also intended to provide different forms of tech support, equipment, tools for work to entrepreneurs who are engaged in different forms of businesses. For instance, today the world is transforming from a fossil fuel to clean energy, and the auto industry is an area where is of concern because people have to move around. Businesses must have to be mobile. So for the auto industry, we came in to support with diagnostic tools, which are critical and essential tool for today's kind of improved vehicles. Some of them, those still running on PMS, but quite a chunk of vehicles nowadays come as electric vehicles. And of course, even when the electric vehicles are not yet popular, we need to meet up with the global world order in terms of the trends and the dynamics of the world economy. So for us, providing this critical sector, that is to say, those in auto repairs and maintenance, diagnostic tools to run their businesses, for us was something that we had to do in 2024. It's an ongoing program that we are still expecting that the next phase of it will come up in due time. Hopefully, as the time goes by, we'll be able to communicate with residents of the FCT so that, as usual, they can come and they benefit from the good dividends of democracy that the administration is providing for them. Then, of course, we also had, for those who probably had taken loans from the banks and are not able to pay as a result of that harsh impact of the COVID-19. Provision was made for, assisting them in paying back their loans in such a way that they can, become creditworthy once more. And that way, you can imagine their businesses will come back to, of course, certainly have come back to life. And in doing that, we take into consideration very strongly on the gender question. So that for us, as Abuja Enterprise Agency, we make bold to say at all times that in practice, our target in terms of gender balance is 70% targeted at women and youths. Because over the period, we discovered that, women, their spirit of enterprise is such that they persevere, they're very resilient, and they have integrity too, I dare say. So that when we advance loans or support to them, you find them putting such resources exactly to the purpose for which it is meant. So what we have achieved during the period under review 2024 is so enormous that over the period, like I said earlier, you can see that the Federal Capital Territory has become a construction ground. One of the critical things that the administration has done currently, which is impacting positively on our own activity, is the question of the provision of road infrastructure. And beyond road infrastructure, there's also the provision of security across length and breadth of the 6 area councils, which at the time that this security and road infrastructure was not there, before the coming of the new administration, it was difficult for us to, transverse some parts of the area councils, especially the rural areas of these area councils. It was quite insecure at that time. In fact, we had to cross rivers on foot where our vehicles are not able to navigate. But today, I can authoritatively state that most of these routes have come alive because of the hardworking Minister of the FCT, His Excellency Right Honorable Barrister Ezenwe Wike. So indeed, we are actually positioned to even do better, because I'm sure you will agree with me that the global economic downturn is such that resilience is what is needed at this time. And since we have this administration providing the enabling environment, it means that yes, a lot can be achieved. And of course, it is also noteworthy to state that in the area of ease of doing business, the administration of the FCT have continued to make provisions for the sustainability of the activities of the one-stop shop, the MSME one-stop shop that is domiciled in the agency is intended to ensure that the ease of doing business in the FCT is something that meets the expected results. In fact, the senior special assistant to the president on job creation and SMEs, Mr. Tola Johnson, proudly during the course of the last MSME conference and awards, stated that yes, indeed, the agency has been winning the prize for the best SME one-stop center in the country. Yeah. So that is but these are just some of the things that
it's so you've achieved so much in 2024. So I won't bore you into your prospect for 2025, because I believe some of those programs and initiatives have also snowballed into 2025, just like you talked about. Now you talked about businesses, encouraging businesses and technology, nanotechnology. Let's look at agriculture. Now, reports from the call center indicates that you are planning a farmers' food fair in May this year. Tell us about the food fair.
Thank you very much. The truth about it is that, we are not taking lightly the subject of the Renewed Hope agenda of this administration, the administration of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. For us, food security is something that is to be taken seriously. And I'm sure that you are aware that the agro-allied sector is an area that is one of the critical components of the Renewed Hope agenda. So working in tandem with that agenda, we decided that it was time for the practitioners, even though we call them, say, farmers, but for us, you have to give them a nomenclature that, gives them that sense of self-esteem. So the practitioners in the agro-allied, sector are very critical to us achieving our mandate. And this class of entrepreneurs are those that ordinarily, one would say, get forgotten, so to say. But for us, we felt that as part of our responsibility, which is to stimulate business growth in the FCT, those in the agro-allied sector operating in the hinterlands of the area councils are expected to be given the opportunity to showcase what they are doing and to create a critically needed market for their products. Because if you transverse through the local markets within the area councils during harvest, peak harvest time, you find that the products that are wasted are so much. And they also get, they don't get to receive the value for their products, because those who go to the hinterland to purchase from them usually price these things down. And because most of these agri products are perishable, the farmers have no option but to sell at giveaway prices. Sometimes they are not able to even receive payments that should position them to continue to sustain their farming activities. So this project, the Abuja Farmers Fair, is actually intended to bring together not just the farmers, but practitioners in the sector. There are those who produce the tools for agricultural business. There are those who sell the tools, there are those who distribute, there are those who also sell the additives, the insecticides, the herbicides, and what have you. So that when you have all these people come together during the fair, there will be, provision for cross-fertilization of ideas and galvanization of, thoughts that will position each player in the sector to take his own activity to a higher level, wherein we can position our practitioners in the agro-allied industry for competition in the international, agro-allied market. The market is very wide. Most of the time you find that our products are not able to meet international export standards. Why is this so? Simply because there is no deliberate attempt, by whether you call
standardize
the
product.
Yes, the processes are not standardized, the products are therefore not standardized in such a way that they can compete or even qualify for export. So most of the products that you have are not of export quality. And for us, we believe that this type of forum is good enough to bring the practitioners and players together so that we can begin to take seriously the subject of how to position, to take advantage of the international market for Nigerian agro-allied products. So this is exactly why we felt that it is time for us to bring all players together to, this forum, the exhibition, where people can exhibit. We have a portion of the activity for speakers to talk, and people who listen, and of course make good knowledge that we gained during the course of that event. So it's an event that has been designed, and it's going to be holding between the 2nd and the 3rd of May at the Jabi Lake Park. There's enough space for everybody, so there's an opportunity for people to come and take advantage to purchase and indeed even see what our farmers can do. And most of the things that are coming are, things that are exceptionally organic and straight from the farm. So it's a case of all plus, no minus for all persons that will be attending and participating during the course of the Abuja Farmers Fair. This is the maiden edition anyway, and we intend to hold this periodically because the farmers are going back to the farms. As you will agree with me, there's now more security in the FCT. Yes.
And there are good roads to transport.
There are good roads to transport them, all to the glory of God, because we have a minister that is actually working and not just doing the talking. Yes.
Okay, now let's look at education. Can you please educate FCT residents on the partnership between the Abuja Enterprise Agency and the National Information Technology Development Agency, that's NITDA. We have reports that through this partnership, about 40 public and private schools were let's say, given information and technology equipment to function optimally to meet international best practice. Tell us the partnership.
Yes, the partnership the agency AA has with NITDA is actually a partnership that was designed looking at our, the component of our activity and mandate that speaks to the use of technology to leverage businesses, right? And education, they say, is power, is key, knowledge. And for us, we have a program called the Entrepreneurs Club in secondary schools across the length and breadth of the FCT. We have, as members of this club, secondary schools from both the private and the public. And in the course of our engagement with these schools, with respect to the Entrepreneurs Club, which of course is one of our programs, because we believe in the adage that says, catch them young. If you teach a child the way to grow, and the child will never depart from it. So we felt that, while of course people will go to school and form their own opinions, developing character, and all that. We believe that, taking the message of entrepreneurship to the secondary schools was something that was very important. And in the course of doing that, we discovered that for us to be able to get them to, engage in such a way that they can be also globally exposed, the subject of ICT had to come in. Mm-hmm. And of course, we have a thriving relationship with NIDA, wherein NIDA supports the agency with not just tools, but also knowledge in the area of ICT. So it is in the course of our interaction with NIDA that we brought to bear the question of, supporting the schools that are participating in the agency's Entrepreneurs Club, with ICT tools that resulted in NIDA supporting us to provide these schools with the needed computer that has now positioned the schools, to use ICT even in development of their business plans, and acquiring knowledge about trends, global trends with respect to enterprise development, and then of course the artificial intelligence component of education is something that for us in the agency we're taking seriously too. So we had to convince NIDA on the need to support us with these ICT tools that we eventually donated to the schools. And of course, the tools have become very handy for the students, and they are using it for the purpose for which it's meant, which is to position them to begin to gain knowledge and also put their hands in practical development of software, using the AI technology. We're following up on them and ensuring that those tools are actually being used for the purpose of the purpose that it is meant for. And I can proudly say that yes, indeed, the update and the feedback is very, very impressive. In fact, the schools are asking for more because yes, not all the schools that have our entrepreneurs club, yes, were able to benefit. So those who were not able to benefit are asking for more. We'll be going back to NIDA because in
you also
AEA,
ask for more.
Yes, because in AEA really we're serving a very large population. You can imagine 6 area councils of the FCT, and resources available to us is not enough. But we have to do the job because we understand the importance of supporting our people in enterprise. This is exactly what the government is saying. Help yourself. And here we are as AEA, pushing to ensure that people understand the language of help yourself.
Collaboration is
not going to be possible for government to do everything for everybody. What government can do is to provide the enabling environment. Ours is to get the people, the residents of the FCT, to say, look at what the government is doing for you. We're here to get these things close to you. But like the saying goes, even a child that is being fed by the mother has a responsibility to take its mouth close to the source of food, which is the mother's breast. So that is exactly what we're doing for these entrepreneurs, to ensure that those things that government is providing, that as AA, we're there, as a stopgap, to ensure that when government is making provision, people are aware that these provisions are made. And ours is to ensure that these provisions that are made are put there for the purpose that they are meant for by government. And at the end of the day, everybody is smiling. It's a win-win, both for the government and for the people. Because that's the essence of democracy. And today, as you will agree with me, we have, a government, an administration in the FCT under the leadership of His Excellency, Right Honorable Wike, who you can see in practical terms is providing the evidence of democracy to the people without a hindrance.
Okay. We also took step in executing a memorandum of understanding with the National Productivity Center. Can you briefly run us through the MOU, which, according to the report we have, is to foster the economic development of the FCT? Run us through briefly through the MOU.
Like I said, we at AEA, we believe so much in collaboration. The work is enormous. Our people seem to be docile at these times. And we cannot do it alone. We discovered that the National Productivity Center, have some of their services and activities that are similar to that which we do. And mostly it has to do with human capacity development, human resource capacity development. And we had to approach the National Productive Council to say, this is our work. We can observe that some of the things you do are similar to what we can do, but we have an enormity of work to do, so that where we are in need of capacity, right, we will be glad to work with you, because we also know that you have, a crop of staff who have capacity, who are experts in what they do, and we trust that your capacity and your standards are such that the AEA also have similar standards. So we approach them, and that is the crux of the relationship. And beyond that, of course, the National Productive Center also provides training services for different categories of persons. So we have some members of staff, and indeed some persons who we engage on ad hoc basis. For instance, if we have a program that requires enumerators and such kind of ad hoc staff, we usually send, we collaborate with the National Productive Center to give the requisite training to such crop of staff. And if people are not knowledgeable enough in what they set out to do, definitely you won't get the desired result. So that is the essence of us as Abuja Enterprise Agency working and collaborating with the National Productive Center to ensure that the capacity of those who are giving out the services, who are providing these services, are such that, yes, you can say that it is globally compliant.
Okay.
So that's the essence of our collaboration with the National Productive
Okay,
Center.
now finally, before we go, let's look at the impact of the Abuja Enterprise Agency programs and initiative on the Abuja economy so far.
Yeah, the impact of the activities of Abuja Enterprise Agency on the overall economy of the FCT is such that, number one, we have, during the period of 2023 up until 2024, and still counting, been registering businesses that hitherto, before now, have been operating purely informally.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What it means is that when businesses operate informally, the propensity for non-payment of taxes and revenue due to government will not be there. Even when it's there, because there are no records, because the businesses are operating informally, it will be frittered away by faceless individuals. So part of what the impact of the Abuja Enterprise Agency has been able to achieve is that formalization of business activities and business operators in the FCT is going on. And that means that right now, government is positioned to receive more taxes, more revenues from activities of business operators. Number two, so many businesses that had suffered the negative impact of COVID-19 have been assisted by the FCT administration through the instrumentality of the FCT Cares program to get back to life. Families are, smiling again, and the vulnerable, of course, are also receiving lease of life. They are getting engaged, and of course, that has a great impact on the economy of the FCT. And because when persons who live within an environment is not safe, definitely there won't be time for you to go to work. There won't be time for you to engage in business. So that at the end of the day, because of the message we take to the people in the course of our outreach programs, people are beginning to feel free, feel relaxed to run their businesses in a profitable manner. We have also been engaging in different categories of enterprise development training, ranging from bookkeeping to financial management. In fact, one of the key activities that was held last year for a good part of last year in 4 phases was the financial literacy campaign of the agency, which we took to the entire length and breadth of the FCT using the instrumentality of the area councils, working with the stakeholders, community leaders, traditional rulers, the area council chairman, and of course, that message of financial literacy is such that now people know the implication of savings and banking, right, and payment of taxes and what have you. So the enormity of the impact of our activity during the course of this period on the economy of the FCT is, I'm certainly sure that it is too numerous to be mentioned. A lot of people, the feedback we get is indicative of the fact that businesses are once more beginning to thrive under, the current environment where there is a relative peace, security in the area councils. Of course, you can see the roads. Never you take it away from what this administration is doing on roads. It's becoming more easy for people to move from one location to the other. And all these things are, happening because, yes, Abuja Enterprise Agency, which is of course an agency of the FCT, is taking the message of, look, we must understand that the current administration means well for the people, and those who want to feed must take their mouth close to the food. The food is there. The FCT administration has provided through the AEA, trainings. We're providing these trainings. If you don't know how to do it, we will, encourage you, provide you the support, the needed, financial information, because you need information financially. You need information in terms of practice. You need information in terms of all kinds of knowledge. So we are providing these things, and certainly it is rubbing off on the economy of the FCT.
Okay.
I've no doubt in my mind, yes.
Yeah. We have been speaking with the Acting Managing Director and the CEO of the Abuja Enterprise Agency, Dr. Chudi Ugwada Ezirugwe. Thank you very much for coming on to this edition of the FCT Call Center.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Join us next week for another edition of the FCT Call Center, where we'll be bringing to you another SDA of the FCT. I am Hulina Adojo. Thanking you very much for staying with us.